Well, welcome everybody. This is the Thursday, May 15th, 2025 Webster Town Board meeting. Let's bring it to order with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can you take roll for us, please?
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Present.
Councilman Cahill.
Here.
Councilwoman Wynn. Here. Councilwoman Wright. Here. Attorney for the town Taylor.
Okay, the first item of the night is, I'm going to read off a presentation to Scout Troop 110 for Eagle Scout recognitions for Andrew Bronco and Henry Schlafer. And we'll go over to the podium. I do not think they are in attendance tonight. But I'll be at that podium because the next item, the historic plaque presentation, will be at the podium in a couple minutes. So, moving. On the move. Gotta get my steps. Bridget is not here. Bridget? I saw this coming, maybe. You know, you got to be flexible. I thought that these two young men, Andrew Bronco and Henry Schlafer, were going to be here this evening. We have some certificates for them, and we will be mailing them to them. So I'll read this off really quick. Whereas the United States' largest youth organization, Scouting America, is dedicated to promoting self-reliance, courage, and patriotism among young people. In scouting, the rank of Eagle Scout is the most prestigious award a scout can earn, and is attained only after countless hours of hard work, sacrifice, and commitment to the scouting creed. And whereas the journey to Eagle Scout is a challenging one, lined with many tasks and responsibilities that only the strongest of scouts are able to overcome and master. And whereas Andrew Bronco and Henry Schlafer display qualities deserving of such a distinction. For their Eagle Scout project, or his Eagle Scout project, Andrew led a team of volunteers in assembling picnic seating at Webster's Charles E. Sexton Memorial Park. Henry's service project included the construction of a kiosk and park bench at Webster's Herman Road Nature Reserve. Whereas Andrew and Henry are models of all that Scouting America represents and has contributed to our community in countless ways, Andrew and Henry have assisted in many projects and community service efforts. They are truly deserving of this honor. Now, therefore, I, Thomas J. Flaherty, Webster Town Supervisor, on behalf of the entire Webster Town Board, do hereby present these certificates of achievement to Andrew Bronco and Henry Schlafer in recognition of earning the rank of Eagle Scout in Scouting America. So hopefully they can watch the video of this and they know that these certificates are forthcoming. Now, if Andrew and Henry weren't there, our next item, we have a lot of people coming up to the podium, don't we? Come on up. This is great. Please do, as you come up. Are you going to help us? I hope you do. Okay. So will you introduce everybody that is up here, including yourself? Okay. And I'll just be your caddy over here. All right. Let's get you right there.
We have an historic properties committee at the museum. I'm Sharon Pratt, I'm the chairperson, and then Lynn Barton down. Lynn is our town and village historian. She's on the committee. And Lisa McNamara is another committee member. Yes. So, and we're here to celebrate, but I want to give you a little background. Tonight we are celebrating the railroad station in the village. And if you've not been there, I've given most of you a packet of information about it. It's on May Street. I don't think that was included. But that building has had, it's what we call adaptive reuse, which means it's been other things before. and after being the train station. And I was noticing there's a train station on that mural over there, but I think that's the first one.
I think so. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and which burned down. So the one we're celebrating tonight was built in 1923. But the railroad stations, you know, a lot are gone. And so some are still around. They are restaurants. In the town of Leroy, there's a wonderful restaurant in their old train station. Leicester, New York, there's one. Mount Morris, if you know where Mount Morris is, they have a very nice one. And my friends live in it. It's their home. The train goes by once a day. And in the city of Rochester at one time was a beautiful train station. And that was torn down. That was designed by architect Claude Bragan, who had done a lot of very nice buildings. A lot of Lake Road houses here were done by Claude Bragan. So the train came to Webster in 1875. And it just made shipping products. Apples were a really big product here. And so it was easier after they were boxed, put them on the train and send them off. But then there are houses, if you've heard of kit houses. I don't know if you have or not, but they come in pieces, all numbered. You put them together, you buy them, put them on your lot, put them together. And they came on the train as well. You could buy them from Sears and Roebuck, Montgomery Ward, and there were a couple of companies that were just kit houses. Excuse me. So the train station closed from use in 1964. And then it became the wonderful, memorable, in 1974, the Hojak restaurant. Anybody remember? Wonderful restaurant. Yes, that was a great loss. But now the building, well, then it became Railroad Junction Child Care. And now it is called Expressive Beginnings Child Care. And so our two guests here tonight are the directors of that child care business. So they're here to accept, they're in that building, and so they're here to accept a plaque, which you can use.
Oh, I can spell it. It's heavy.
It is heavy.
It is heavy.
It's brass.
Yes, oh, I know.
Yes, yes. But we've been doing these plaques since 2008, if you could believe it. So we've given 80 some. So some of the buildings here in Webster that we considered really, really maintain their integrity, our committee has been giving plaques to. And if you want to see where they are, there's a map online, webstermuseum.com, and you can find that map. So, shall we proceed? Let's see, Ginny Nguyen, a board member, Ginny Nguyen, is the representative to our museum. So she's going to come and help with this.
Okay. I've held it too long. Muscle, so
Now it's your turn.
there you go, and you can present.
Okay.
Watch out.
You're welcome. Thank you. And we've really enjoyed having Jenny. She's been a great help to us in many ways. So I would like you to meet, now, thank you for being here first.
Okay, awesome.
Austin Snyder. I am so sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me, and Stacy Warren. Now, Stacy has a connection to the museum, actually. We have this high wheel bicycle in there. If any of you have ever seen it, her husband rides it. And she got on it once.
One time.
So, if you go to the Webster Museum, think about her getting on to that high wheel bicycle. So, are we ready? We just want to say thank you very much for taking care of your building. That's been the important part to us. And
Thank you so much, yeah. Thank you.
so thank you. And let's see, Robert is taking your picture. You want to come over and picture?
As long as you're in it,
Okay,
I
we'll all
got
be
it in with you.
Come on, we'll all be in it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we need to let your husband know that the parade is.
I'll let him know.
Oh, yes, I'll make sure.
Okay, so I gotta tell you that Sharon invited me a couple of years ago, and this is, Sharon, remember when, and I don't know if it was a COVID thing, that we ended up going out on the road taking these plaques, like
During
4 or 5
COVID.
houses.
During COVID.
And it took, we went from house to house, and presented it to the owners, and said, I gotta tell you something, when I list my top fun things I did as town supervisor when all was said and done, that was awesome. Seeing those houses, touring them, those people were, it was great. So, thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for going.
Okay, now I think, from the sign-in sheet that we at least didn't have any, people signed up for, the open to the floor where each speaker is allowed up to 5 minutes. But I certainly, is anybody else changing their mind on that? Dave, I'm always wondering. No? Okay, so, Henry, we're gonna move on from there. And then we have, 2 meeting minutes considered for approval from 2 weeks ago. The May 1st workshop, which I think for the most part was dedicated to one of the resolutions that we're going to be doing tonight, on the Bridge Commons. I've reviewed those minutes, and I make a motion that we approve them.
Second.
Okay, Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn, Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cahill,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
And then that same night, we had our regular town board meeting on May 1st. Read those minutes and make a motion that we approve that.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cahill, Councilwoman Wynn, Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
Okay, gonna take a little executive privilege here. We have 11 resolutions on the agenda tonight. I'm gonna move the numbered resolutions of number 9 and number 10. We're gonna do those first, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number 9, which is consideration of a licensing agreement to locate a 6-foot tall privacy fence within the town drainage easement at 479 Sandy Stone Circle. Well, Krista and Roland Mayer are here tonight, the owners of that house, and I talked to them offline, and they'll explain real quick why they want that fence. And they're paying a babysitter to watch the kids that they're trying to fence in, so we're going to try to get them out of here a little early.
Appreciate that, thank you. My name is Roland Meyer. As Supervisor Flaherty mentioned, me and my wife Krista live at 479 Sandy Stone Circle. We are asking for permission to get a waiver to put a 6-foot privacy fence in the drainage easement along the back of our property. We recently got a puppy, and we would like to be able to let him out in the back to play. Right now we have a lead line that runs between trees, but I don't like when he pulls at it, so he runs right to the end and jerks himself back. The babysitter is watching the girls and the puppy, so that's fine. But if we were able to put the privacy fence in the back, we could then fence in the yard, we could let him out back to play, the girls could play with him, and it would also provide additional privacy for the pool that has a picket fence already around the perimeter of it. We did have the highway department come and take a look, and he mentioned that that drainage easement wouldn't be impacted by the fence or any access, so it shouldn't cause any issues with the useful or the purpose of the use. I did in the packet provide a overhead image of where the fence would be. So it won't as well impact any of the visible to the neighborhood because it's all wooded at this point. So the privacy fence would just block it in the wintertime when all the leaves fall off. And then it would still match and look the same as it does today.
And I think for our purposes, Highway Superintendent Pat Stevens, his letter of recommendation in this is really kind of drives the bus for us, I think. I know Krista Rowland said that I guess she'll be back.
We'll be back.
Some,
Yes,
I don't know if it's our board or
I think it'll be
John's
for
board would
some-
be back to.
Zoning Board of Appeals.
Gotcha. So this is step one.
Step one, we are lucky to have a corner lot. It gives us
Yes.
lovely space and 2 front yards. So the privacy fence will ask for the half that's the second front yard.
Well, I hope the town isn't putting you through the ringer, like I said.
No.
Not yet.
Does any of the board members have any questions?
No.
I do not. First thing I look for was Pat's letter.
Good.
Yeah.
So, I make a motion to approve a license agreement to locate a 6-foot tall privacy fence within the town drainage easement at 479 Sandy Stone Circle, tax ID number 078.16-1-070.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye?
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Contaldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn, Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
And I take it you talk with Krista to do the legal stuff.
I'll work with Josh's department.
Making sure they get them super. All right, it's not the ringer, we're not gonna put you
That's
through.
fair. Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And then, item number 10 on the agenda, I just figured why it fresh in everybody's mind. Like I said, that 2 weeks ago, there was a workshop presentation and a lot of discussion on the board of this, what I call a corrective action. A PDD that was done back in 2019 on Ridge Commons, across the street from the town hall. And as the developer and their legal team and their engineering and design team, as they want to move forward, it manifested itself, Josh, that that 2019 PDD that was approved by this board needed some corrective action. It needs to not cover the zoning of MH, no, MHR. So this is really kind of truncating back the meets and bounds of the PDD to the MC, medium commercial. That's all I'm going to say on this because we spent a lot of time on this 2 weeks ago. Now, Charlie Fox from the development team and Michael Montalvo from the design engineering firm are here tonight. I don't know how much you need to take to the podium because I would just like to make a motion to do this amendment to this PDD.
As you asked.
Okay. Twice?
Twice.
You gotta get a hobby, John. So does anybody have any questions besides my question of why are you watching things twice?
It was a big stake.
It's not hunting season, I guess.
Yeah, ice cooking.
Oh, well, then I think that makes sense, right? I'm making a motion to approve an amendment to the Ridge Commons Progressive Development Overlay District, commonly known as a PDD, pursuant to Town Code Section 350-23 F and G, removing a portion of 991 Ridge Road, tax ID number 079.15-1-16.001 from the PDD.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye?
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Contaldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn, Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
Geez, Charlie and Mike, sorry, it's kind of anticlimactic, but, you know, as we've talked, I can't wait. I'm waiting for the sequel of what you're,
What's next?
look at whatever you're trying to develop there, which I can't wait to see. Because maybe you'll be right back in front of this board, or I know you'll be in front of planning. So, we'll see.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right, now we'll go back to the normal course.
Regular program.
Yeah, the regular program, and it's the first couple of ones without Paul Adams here. This was you, Patty, right?
It was. I reviewed all the bills yesterday. I had a few questions. They were all answered. And I would move that we approve the bills as submitted by the Director of Finance.
Second. Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright? Aye. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye.
And before Paul left, and I tried to hold him in to that lead, because I feel like when Paul Adams is not around, I feel like my security blanket is not there. Because I do seek his guidance on a lot of things. But I did go over the prepaid warrants as submitted by the Director of Finance and make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
And I also reviewed the paper purchase orders, which are changing some digital.
Let's hope. Not soon enough.
And I reviewed those purchase orders as submitted by Paul Adams, the Director of Finance, and make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
Creighton, I think this is yours, right? You have both of those? Yeah, you do have both of those. It's the Brayton County Show.
All right. Which one is up first?
Workplace violence prevention.
Okay, yep. New York State labor law requires all public employers to have a workplace violence prevention program, and the town of Webster has had that at least since 2014. But it has been a while since we've done a look at it, so we did a refresh over the last couple of months, bringing in the safety committee and participation from union representatives, and we rebuilt our program using the most current PESH template, which is the regulatory arm of the State Department of Labor, and we've done a new walkthrough risk evaluation of all of our workplaces, and that is contained in the program that has been provided to the board, as well as amending our current policy, I believe it's 904, to have that cover policy matters, and the program matters are covered separately in the program. And if the board votes to adopt the program tonight, we will then in June roll out refreshed training that is Webster specific for employees. And that is my summation of the matter.
One question. It's not directly related, but when you hire an employee, they have to be onboarded. Who does the onboarding, the department head or human resources?
Well, there's certain tasks that are done by certain folks. So when we're doing the hiring, the background screening, and that type of stuff, human resources does that. When it comes to the employment paperwork, like the I-9 and getting benefits and all that, payroll department does that. When it comes to assigning all of their compliance and safety trainings, human resources does that. And then we also have a checklist that we develop for all the departments for onboarding the employee, making sure IT knows about and then we have some kind of optional steps like perhaps having a small gift for them to welcome them, making sure you do a walk around to introduce them, some of those kind of soft things to make people feel welcome to an organization for the first time. And usually people are super busy, but we made a point of it. So it's a collaboration.
Thank you. Any other questions? I'll make a motion to adopt the workplace violence prevention program and policies.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright? Aye. Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye.
Next, great.
So for vehicle use, town vehicles other than daily use, town board approval is required. And it's documented which job titles are authorized to use vehicles in the capacity of the employee handbook. The highway department has restructured how their foremen operate. And so the title that was in there for the third foreman isn't the current title that's being used. And that third foreman kind of had to go through a training and orientation process before they were given overnight on-call duties. Okay? Previously, all three foremen did it. The last 6 months or so, the two foremen have been sharing that duties. They're going back to a three-foreman system, and we just, in order for that foreman to have a vehicle at home in the overnight, so they can immediately respond to public safety matters, on the roads, Webster overnight, they need town board authorization. It's got to be the correct title. So there's no additional vehicles, no additional personnel. It's kind of a technical correction. And who knows, in a couple of years, the job title might also change as that person progresses through their career. So we could be back having a similar conversation in the future.
Any questions on that?
No question, just housekeeping.
No, and I appreciate being proactive and keeping tabs on these situations as they arise and making sure that it gets changed accordingly so that it doesn't fall through the cracks and we'll find out 2 years later.
Your report?
Okay, I'll make a resolution to revise the Town of Webster employee handbook to replace the unused title of labor foreman with the current title of working foreman on the commuter use vehicle chart located on page 500-9 in the employee handbook.
Second?
Councilwoman Wright? Aye. Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye.
Josh, anything to say on this one? I mean,
Well, we've been, the engineering department and our department and Verizon have been working on a proposed cell tower location, which is on a town-owned property on the East Side Trail. And then this is simply a resolution to set a public hearing for the next town board meeting on June 5th regarding that proposed cell tower.
any questions?
I think we're all kind of.
Let's see where the location. Let's see. Well, I make a motion to set a public hearing for Thursday, June 5th at 7:30 p.m. here in town board for a proposed Creekside cell tower location and advertise publicly in Wednesday, May 21st, Webster Herald.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
I guess the best way to explain the next one, Kyle, what we said today, we'd rather get it right than get it fast. And,
It's
Josh?
not ready for prime time.
It's not right. So,
There you go.
any questions on that?
No, no questions, well said.
So I'm gonna make a motion to table, a public hearing that was gonna be set for Thursday, June 5th. It was to be advertised. Those things will not happen. This is tabling it, we had this at the last meeting, we can come out. That's my motion.
Does it get tabled indefinitely or tabled for the next meeting? Is there a time it's tabled until?
It's a great question.
I think to next.
So we will table this resolution to the June 5th meeting for consideration of when the public hearing will be set up and when it will be advertised based on the legal requirements. That's my motion.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright. Aye. Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn. Aye.
Right. We have one left before housekeeping of the auction. And this is Josh, is this you, this guy, or?
No, I think this would be a highway, I think this is associated with the Finn Park drainage
yeah.
project.
Did Pat come in and speak about this at our last workshop?
Yes, I believe he did give an update to the board recently.
Yes, he did, because he explained how with this cooperative agreement, we'd actually, that he'd be getting more than we anticipated from Monroe County,
Correct.
that they were going to
Yeah.
dedicate more funds for it.
And there it is, it's increased by 85,600. Thank you. And that was described at the, was it the May 1st workshop?
Yes.
So the addendum does state overtly what Pat said, that we will be getting an additional 85,600 from the county. This project is going on for quite some time.
And we'll all be very happy to see this when it wraps up.
Original agreement was May 4, 2017. Any questions on this?
No.
No questions. I'll make a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign addendum number 3 to the existing cooperative agreement between the town of Webster and Monroe County Soil and Water Conservation District for construction of a regional stormwater facility and stream restoration within Shipbuilders Creek watershed, in this case, in the Finn Park area. Second. Councilwoman Wright? Aye. Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Okay.
The next one, I will move to approve the following items for auction from the police department. A 2015 Ford Taurus, tag number 006346, and a 2015 Ford Taurus, tag number 006347.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
All right, that concludes the formal part of our meeting tonight. We'll do a quick round table with the town department heads that are in attendance. So, Josh?
Yeah, community development is getting busy. It's that seasonal time of year where everybody wants to tackle a variety of projects, so we're seeing an uptick in building permit applications and such. And I'd just like to remind everybody that we do have our comprehensive plan survey that is available on our project website. I believe Bridget has been promoting it on various social media platforms. And I believe we'll be getting some additional news coverage in the near future.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah, I guess I want to take the opportunity on the Workplace Violence Prevention Program project to thank Bridget Harvey, our Communications Director, and Kelsey Feeney, our Payroll Manager, for being on the subcommittee that did a lot of the detail work. And then our Fire Marshal, Andrew Boardman, who also did all the risk evaluation walkthroughs with us, and had also, on his own initiative, contacted PERMA and done a safety and fire evaluation of all our facilities too. So a lot of good things happening with folks on the team.
Kyle?
No legal update, Supervisor, but just a comment on the grant presentation. So some are still becoming familiar with the town. And I found that really informative, quite impressive. A lot of grant funds that they received, so kudos to them for those all those, and really impressive.
And Anne Marie, I think you can pinch hit for the clerk tax receiver
I
office?
think I can. First of all, tax season is winding down, tax collection season for us. May 31st is the deadline for you to come into the town hall or mail or use our drop box for your town and county taxes. Anything that's left unpaid after that, you need to pay to the county. Also, with wedding season coming up, lots of people coming in to get their marriage licenses. Please remember, we need at least 60 days to set your appointment, and if you give us a call at the town clerk's office, we'll tell you what to bring with you for the appointment.
60 days.
Well, that's a great way to end. Without any further ado, this meeting is adjourned.
Forget something?
Yeah, man.